The needy, indignant, and the fighter. In any situation, a person can respond with two extremes of behavior. One extreme is to be swept along the current like a powerless paper boat, and the other is to row stubbornly against the raging waves. We're going to explore these two extremes of behavior by understanding three various characters and their qualities. The needy and indignant belong to the powerless paper boat, and the fighter rages against the crashing waves. The needy person lacks goals, initiative, and motivation, making them easy prey for pendulums. They surrender control of their fate, believing it is predetermined and unchangeable, turning them into puppets of external forces. Rather than taking responsibility for their life, they complain about their circumstances. This abdication leads them to a passive existence, trapped in dissatisfaction and struggle. They appeal to higher powers for solutions to significant or even trivial problems, assuming that simply asking is enough. However, relying solely on divine intervention without action perpetuates their stagnation and unhappiness. The needy refuse to embrace the freedom of choice gifted by life. Instead, they cling to self-importance, expecting others or higher powers to fix their problems, all while remaining stuck in their own discontent. If a person does not fit the role of the needy, they may choose the role of the indignant, expressing their dissatisfaction and demanding to be given what they're supposedly due. By being so very demanding, the indignant person harms the potential shape of their destiny even more. Imagine a man who visits an art gallery but does not like the exhibition and so has a tantrum, believing that he has the right to express his dissatisfaction. He stamps his feet, making threats, breaking things, and demanding that the organizers take the exhibition down. Naturally, the man would be punished for his actions, which would make him even more resentful and all the more inclined to express his indignation. A person who believes that their own wants and needs should be prioritized over others would never dream that they're merely a guest in this world. Transurfing offers a different path. If you want something, don't plead for it, don't demand it, just go ahead and get it. There's nothing new in this position. It is the natural stance of a person who makes their own choices and believes that their destiny is in their own hands. However, people tend to take this too far in their struggle for a place under the sun. Taking a hard stand, people declare war on pendulums, get drawn into competition, and elbow their way forward. Their entire life becomes a continuous struggle for survival. This is their choice, and their choice will be played out because it also exists as a possible reality in the alt space. Having chosen to battle, the fighter takes a more productive stance, but their life is hard and demands a huge amount of energy. No matter how hard a person tries to resist, if they take this position, they'll just get more and more entangled in the web. The fighter believes that they're battling for the sake of their own destiny, while in fact, they're simply wasting huge amounts of personal energy. Sometimes a person wins, but at what cost? Their example goes to convince everyone that the laurels of victory can only be hard won. With that, the widespread belief that if you want to achieve something, you have to slog away and fight for it is further consolidated. Public opinion is largely shaped by pendulums, which feed off the excess potential created by self-importance. When you believe a goal is difficult to achieve or think only extraordinary qualities can get you there, you're fueling these pendulums. This makes the journey harder, not because the goal itself is unattainable, but because of the unnecessary energy spent navigating these false obstacles. Even if you reach your goal, much of your effort will have gone into satisfying the pendulums, not the goal itself, leaving you drained without realizing why. Reaching a goal can feel like navigating through a crowd of needy beggars who block your path, grasp at you, and demand your attention. Instead of simply moving forward, you get caught up justifying yourself, apologizing, or pushing through obstacles. By the time you reach your goal, most of your energy has been spent on dealing with distractions rather than taking the straightforward steps needed to achieve it. When you break free of the pendulum's loop, you gain true freedom. The scroungers and distractions will move on to someone else. To achieve this, let go of both inner and outer importance, i.e., I'm not good enough or this goal is unattainable. When you do, the obstacles that once blocked your path will dissolve. You won't need to ask, demand, or struggle for your goals. you simply move forward and achieve them. Then, dear maker, you'll be in a position not to ask for what you want, not to demand it, and not to struggle for it, but to simply go ahead and get it. But now the question arises as to how the phrase "go ahead and get it" should be understood specifically and how to go about it. The rest of the training is devoted to answering this question, so soon you will have your answer. So far, we have outlined general strategies for choosing one's personal destiny. None of the roles described above, the needy, the indignant, or the fighter, are for us. What role do you think transurfing would ascribe to the master of their own fate in this game called life? That is the homework, but the answer can be found in the next section. But first, we're going to look at different tactical ways of behaving in various situations.